Hey everybody, welcome to episode 447
Yes, not 448, but 447.
Of the Dead Pixels of the Internet. And before we start, I would like to air a grievance, and I would like to direct it towards Sprint/T-Mobile. Come on now. We mentioned this last week in the podcast too, where we were like, hey, this Tuesday, I can't believe it. We're gonna get a free chicken sandwich and 2 pieces of chicken. And to a normal person, that might not sound as much, but to us, it's like, hey, it's a free thing, man. And that Tuesday, when we open up the app, it's like, no, you don't get that. You will get a pretzel.
Well, the good thing is they made up with this week to tune in Tuesday.
There's, but I'm not into the stuff they offered.
To the sports?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, man, free baseball is free baseball.
Hey, like I say, that's good for them, for the people that like it, but yeah. I'd rather have a free chicken sandwich.
Yeah, true, like the chicken sandwich is good. Free real estate. That's great.
You also can get a Whopper for $1.
I don't eat Burger King, so that does not provide for me at all.
Well,
and my friend laughed and she's like, "Get out of my car," and I was like, "Okay," and I jumped out.
You just jumped out.
But no, this week, T-Mobile's deal, they offer the whole season of baseball for free. You can watch it. Yeah. And is kind of cool. Also, they offer a premium thing from The Athletic, which is a good thing to pretty much. It's like Bleacher Report, but more like grown up. They actually have really good articles and some stuff on The Athletic I always wanted to check out, but it was always behind the paywall. And I'm like, I'm not finna pay for stuff that I can probably get from Bleacher Report. So no, thank you, sir. But now The Athletic is free. So I was like, all right. And I decide to pretty much sign up for a year, and then pretty much on the 360, fourth day, cancel the subscription. Because that's how I roll, baby.
That is, I guess, again, that's good for people that like sports, but still, I still got disappointed. I was like, oh, here we go. I opened up my app. I even told, Milk all about it. I was like, hey, you got T-Mobile? Cool. Guess what? Free chicken sandwiches. And then I had to be this disappointed one, being like, there is no chicken sandwich.
There's no chicken sandwich. And I knew that it was weird too, because there was one rumblings that was like, hey, I think they not doing a chicken sandwich. And a lot of people like that. Sorry, that's the not corona cough.
Whoa.
Regular cough. They was like, hey, I think they took away the chicken sandwich deal. And people like, no, that would be crazy. That's insane. Then I went on Twitter.
Yeah, people are complaining about it on Twitter.
I want my chicken sandwich, blah, 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 blah. And the funny thing was T-Mobile was just trolling people. Just like, oh, the chicken sandwich did not make the cut. I'm like, ooh. I was like, you guys really know how to troll this.
Yeah.
You guys are really just flaming the fire. It's just like, oh yeah, they didn't really cut out the blah blah blah. They just were using puns. So oh yeah. I just think a lot of people was like, oh man, go download it, and then a lot of people was like, yeah, go get the T-Mobile this and that, and T-Mobile was like, sorry, homie.
I think it might have been
Popeyes was like, know what? No, man. It's too high in these streets. You can't give these chicken sandwich away for free.
Well, I think either that, or they probably didn't want to do it because people would be crowded inside of Popeyes, and they didn't want to be like, too. Oh, we were the ones that caused a spike.
Corona. Yeah. Because I thought about it too. Crap, that would be a whole lot of bodies there too.
Yeah.
But I want my chicken sandwich.
I want my chicken sandwich. Where is that? But I don't know. That's just what happened. I mean, it wouldn't matter anyways, because I'm not supposed to be eating stuff like that. But I do it for that. Yeah. I do it for that. And I don't even think I mentioned that on this podcast yet. But yeah, even with the Burger King stuff, I'm just like, yeah, I don't get a Whopper. I mean, I shouldn't. I'm trying, okay?
So if anyone who do not know, knowing to know, that our good buddy Joseph is pretty much Joe, pretty much changed his diet, and he's doing really good with it.
I'm doing really good.
Yeah, he's awesome. He cuts off like pretty much like
fast
all
food,
the
basically.
Fast food and like even soda, right?
I stopped soda, and I know Alex would be happy to hear that right now. He'd be like, "Hey, I was talking to you, Alex, the hipster. I know you sent me a message last time."
First off, wait. Let's not give him too much credit because I was the first one who gave us soda.
No, but he was the one to be like, when we talked about it last time, when during the soda tax thing, he was like, "Hey, it's not good for you or whatever." But I was like, I know. But then I was just like, I'll just follow your word. Then now I drink just LaCroix and anything that's like kind of a bubbly, what do you call it? Hard water.
Like carbonated water.
I mean, the jokes still stay that LaCroix really does not taste good, but I will still drink it because it's a better alternative.
Yeah.
But yes, you were I told you first, then I told everyone else, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Gotta do something.
No, I was the first one who gave up soda, so screw you guys. I'm taking this here right now. Even with the soda tax, it's like, yeah, I think it's good, but like the soda tax stuff, it was pretty much it was first off stupid.
It was still really dumb though, because it affected really still like Powerade and stuff.
It was like, okay, for soda, okay, cool. Next, it's like, oh yeah, it's also for all the beverage things as well. You'd be like, well, excuse me, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean all the beverage ones? Like, oh yeah, like Gatorade or like even juice. Anything that has sugar, it's it's just a sugar tax. Like, wait, why everything with sugar supposed to be this? It don't have like little grams of sugar. Oh well, we can still tax you on that. Oh, we go tax you by the ounces of it. Excuse me? Even like, oh yeah, when you get like yourself a drink from like from McDonald's, everything else there's a tax for that. Oh, I just want water. I'm sorry, we came through the water.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, even then there's a bottled water tax, and then there's a bag tax, and then there's there's a tax on your life.
Tax man.
But yeah. Also, there was a huge Twitter hack happened to the higher ups, the blue check marks, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, all the big names did a thing. All of them tweeted out saying like, "I'm giving back to my community, and I can double your money. So if you donate to this thing." And then it just showed a weird ass link.
Yep.
And even then, the guy who did that got away with like a lot of money.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, go on.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, for me, even if it was from a trusted individual like, Bill Gates or whatever, and he tweeted out something like that, I'd be like, hell no, I ain't gonna click that.
Yeah, like, no, I'm not a sucker.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think? I'm some type of mark?
Yeah, it was like there's no like anything that starts off with I can double your money and be like, no, there's no.
Be like, who scummy dog this? Like, I'm not no sucker.
Yeah.
Who came like? No, I'm like, I guess like some people fell for it. Some people.
Oh yeah, some people fall for anything, even if even if it's from like a blue check mark.
Yeah. I can double your money than doing this and that. I can like those sound like some like those YouTube like the Ty Lopez ones like hi.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, no, dude, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Sorry,
exactly.
but no.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that thing happened, and it was funny because a lot of people who had the blue check marks were limited, or they couldn't tweet for a while. And I was like, aha, look how much power I have. Look what I can do.
Yeah, like, I have all the power now. Feed me more power.
It's done. Unlimited power.
Unlimited.
But
pure power.
I was like, that was funny to me because I was just like, what? People still fall for this? Oh my god. And
the answer is yes.
Yeah, people still fall for it. It's it's weird that like people that high up actually, would be like, damn, they got, because people, I think there was like it was either like a rumor or like a best bet that was like it was probably from someone inside the Twitter company.
And they got away with it. Like they play y'all like a damn fiddle.
Yeah. We basically been played like a fiddle this entire week. No chicken sandwich.
Well, last week.
No chicken sandwich. And then there's now you get your money stolen.
Get your money stolen, man. Get your money stolen. But you know what? It's fine. I've been pretty much just like, I've been good. I don't have to get played like a fiddle.
Yeah.
Or any instrument with a neck.
I don't know. I'm trying to think like a violin or a or a bass one.
Yep.
A cello.
Yeah. Exactly. Keep naming those instruments.
I don't know. Does sax have a neck? I don't follow instruments like that.
Saxophone.
Wow.
Saxophone.
We are in that zone now. We're in a saxophone zone.
No.
Whoa. AutoZone brought to you by O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Ow.
Auto parts. Ow. But other than that,
no how. Jeez.
Oh, I mean those commercials. I usually hate those commercials.
Yeah, especially if I'm driving. It's like, okay, I get it.
Either driving or pretty much I'm listening to ESPN. Napa commercials always plays. I'm like, oh my god, I don't care. I don't even have a car. Napa know how, and like the guy is like super like, oh well, Napa knows. Blah, blah, blah. I just said, I don't care about you, Napa. The only Napa I care about was in Dragon Ball.
I only take a Napa every afternoon.
Napa, take a Napa now. Take a Napa now, baby. So it was just like, okay, guy.
I don't know what we can do for the Chicago Minute. It really hasn't been much. I think they say like...
Oh, no, we can talk. There's something going on Chicago Minute.
What?
Guess what? The bars are getting shut down yet again.
Oh, yeah. I think that was what I would say. Like, I think we're getting... We were too comfortable, and we're just like, no, that's not good. This isn't smart. And then... Yeah.
We were starting to get a little bit like, hey, it's okay. No, the virus? What virus? We just some crazy guys. And then the mayor was like, crazy guys, huh? Nope. Crazy guys gonna be locked down. So we are doing another lockdown. So there will be only like 6 people to bars, I'm guessing. I don't know.
It to me is weird when I would drive by places and they would say like, oh, indoors open. I'm like, well, you're not supposed to do that.
Like you're not supposed to. Ooh, I'm telling. Ooh, I'm a trick for the mayor.
Gotta snitch, Gotta be that snitch.
Yeah, snitch. I'm snitching for the mayor. I'm snitching for TT Lightfoot, yo.
Yeah.
But no, just like Chicago's pretty much having another like, hey, uptick of counts of the corona, and people still is like, the thing about I try to stay away from Chicago Twitter because everybody was like, oh, so this is what's the face city like doesn't like just pretty much try and like throw pocket sand and like. What's the
pocket?
What's the face? Yeah, and what's the face? Like, yeah, this is why the city corrupt because of what's the face? Blah 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 blah. I'm just like, hold on, wait a minute. If anyone who used to live in Chicago or deal with Chicago always known that this city has been corrupt, and this is not politics. Where it's always been like this, even with Daily. Even with Blago was trying to sell Obama's seat. That's that's some type of corruption, I would believe. It's just like the city always been like this. Always. And it's just always been like, hey, if you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Hey, brother, you a good brother, aren't you? You're going to help me out because I can pay, if you pay me, I say what? $100 something million, I can get you these parking tickets for stupid price. Oh, you don't want this? Oh, don't worry, you will. You will pay this in all due time. You know, like for example, the I hate to mention this, but you know the stupid ass thing with the tickets with the
what, the parking tickets or the
the parking tickets, no, the
like
one
the
that
street tickets and stuff like that.
Not the street tickets, but you know the ballet, you know, the machine that you that feed you like, hey, here's the tickets and everything else. So like
the parking machine stuff.
Yeah, the parking machine tickets.
Yeah.
You remember that fiasco?
Which one? There's like, which one?
No, because it was like, oh yeah, it's a good deal to have like, this outside company that like we never heard before that like will give us like a free ticket like for parking and everything else. Oh, it does not go back into the city of Chicago? Where does it go? No one knows.
Yeah,
wait,
nobody
what?
knows.
No one knows. Sorry. That's above my pay grade. I can't tell you where the money goes, son. Follow the money, I say.
Yeah.
And then you be like, follow the money? That means it goes nowhere. It goes to someone else's pocket. Like, this is some good bullshit. And you're like, yes, it is.
Man,
yes, it is.
Yeah, well.
But, it's just like, Chicago, right? Like,
Is somebody buy?
Someone buy? I buy. $3.
And people don't know, like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Nah, whatever.
$3. It's an inside joke.
It's an
$3.
It's just how it is, man. It's just good morning.
This is how it is, man. It's always, this is how it is. Always.
This is how
like,
it is.
Chicago
good morning.
Always been like, hey, I give you a favor if you return a favor.
Yeah, basically.
So.
But yeah, well, we'll see how that goes because it just doesn't look like we're not gonna be out of this anytime soon, huh?
No.
People
like I said, it's okay because there's really like nothing I can think of like oh yeah, I want to go to this place here. But like,
well, you were supposed to go to Evo, or not supposed to, but you could have been in Evo.
I could have been going to Evo, but life happens. And I'd be like, okay, well, I didn't go Evo this year. That sucks, but whatever.
Yeah,
it's
and also
fine.
Tenet has been delayed indefinitely. They said. I was like, yeah, I was pretty sure they were not going to be releasing that in the theater.
Yeah, at first I was like, okay, that's good. Now I said, okay, Tenet, like if that comes out, okay, I'm be interested in seeing that because it could aid like. Even like the name, they like, oh, the protagonist. I'm like, so he doesn't really have a name. They just call him the protagonist. So I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued by that, and I'm intrigued about like the rewinding time or stopping time or DO power. Yeah, I'd be interested in that. But then it's like, oh, we probably not gonna show. It's probably not gonna be movie theater. And then AMC's like, oh, we're not doing no movies until 2021. So I'm like. So that means no movies then, huh?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get movies until probably February maybe next year. I don't know.
Yeah, but then like, what about freaking like Black Widow?
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't supposed to come out like November and all that stuff. Like a bunch of movies coming out like November was supposed to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna have Wonder Woman, No Time to Die, Black Widow. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen now.
Yeah, just like then, just pretty much just like, so we just watching it at home.
I don't know. It wouldn't be a smart move for them because people. I mean, whatever. They have their things now. You have your HBO Max. You have your Disney Plus. If you really didn't think it was gonna do good, just like let's put it on there. And that's what they did with Artemis Fowl, and then that was a smart move on them because that thing would have not done well.
Exactly. Miss Quow. Am I right?
Are you right?
Laugh. Please
clap. Wow.
That did happen 4 years ago.
Oh,
please clap.
Please clap.
I still have to say, great meme, great joke, 10 out of 10. Please clap.
But yeah, that sucks though, because all the things we have now is like, oh, they're all gonna be on Netflix. Well, most of them will be, and then or Prime Video. At least ones that like you'd be like, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. There's very been like like a movie like, oh, it's finally coming out on stream, like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, just like, okay, it's something, all right.
You didn't get the Scoob movie in the theaters. You didn't get the Trolls
Scoob
movie.
is out now.
Yeah, you can get it either that, or you can just get HBO Max and watch it on there. Which I believe is the
watch
better.
the Scoob movie. Scooby Ooby Ooh. Where are dudes?
Scoobert Robert, dog.
Scoobert Robertson. Carol Danvers.
Oh my god. Are we? No one's talking about Tiger King anymore. That was a thing of the past. That felt like it was like a year ago, but it happened like in February or March or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, that's right. That was the whole beginning of the coronavirus thing, where like everyone's gonna stay inside, and that luckily was the thing on everyone's minds. It's like, hey, this was one of those
this
cool
is
things.
pretty weird. This is pretty kind of unique, right? Carol Danvers. Carol Baskins. Like,
Carol Baskins. Why do you keep? It's not Danvers. Carol Danvers is.
I like saying Carol Danvers.
I guess
because it's more hilarious.
Okay.
Let me live my jokes.
All right, fine. You live your life.
Yeah.
Don't you forget.
Are you the fun police? Huh?
No.
You like to crush
I'm like more like the fun
police,
SWAT, you know?
Whoa, sir. You are swatting me?
Yeah. I like this.
Sir?
Look at this. Look at that. SWAT you.
Like, sir. Calling the police on you.
Anyways.
And also, swatting is not fun. Don't do swatting.
Well, I never said it was.
No, I'm talking to our listeners. Yeah, in general. Never SWAT nobody.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
They know that whole thing. But yeah, it's a whole brand new way. Let's see what we got. Oh, so anyways, No Man's Sky. that's on the Game Pass, which I
tell me about it.
I'll really tell you about
it. Yeah. Is it good? Is it great? Is it all right? Is it taste like fish?
I think it's good. I think it's a good game, and I'm lucky I wasn't in the beginning phase of it when it was just like, oh, that's it right there. That's the entire thing. I don't know how much it changed.
Because it was on the PlayStation 1 first, so
yeah, because
it was different.
Because the absolute scope of the game is kind of insane. Because it will be like, it will take you either like a couple days if you're going at normal speed, but since you have like your spaceship and all that stuff, the worlds are pretty vast. It actually feels like an entire universe on this thing. You're like, oh, we gotta go fly to this planet, and it's like, if you're going to go at regular turbo speed, it's gonna be like 3 days, but if you go hyperdrive, it'll be like 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay. Then you go and you're flying through, and I like that part of it. That's pretty cool. And it's like, but it's kind of like Minecraft in a way, where you can you have to craft your resources and you have to survive in this world or whatever world you land on. The worlds aren't that varied enough. There are some parts you'll be like, oh, this planet's toxic, so you're gonna have to keep filling up your sulfur to filter it out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, get that salt build up.
And I enjoy it. There's just not much else to do. They say like, oh, you just gotta go. You follow the missions, and your parents supposed to go to the center of the universe. So I'm just like, how do you know what the center is in a universe? There's no such thing.
Well, I know that Todd Blackwell 100 like died in that game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, he spent a lot of that time. Like, the few games that Todd 100% like a game is ridiculous. Like, for example, like, he pretty much was so like grind heavy on Mass Effect Andromeda that he completely like 100% it. And I'm just like, why? He said, because I just need to. And I'm just like, there's some stuff you can need and some stuff you want.
I mean,
these are not it.
I'm kind of like that. I mean, I recently just 100%ed Pirate Warriors 4 on the Xbox One, which is, I mean, sometimes it is nice to get that diamond, that platinum trophy, but you don't get that. You just get like, it just says, nice job, you 100%ed this game. Like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, that sometimes I'll be like, there's no need. I cannot. I look at you guys, I'm like, GG's, my guys, but Was it worth it?
What, for Pyre Warriors?
Yeah, in general. Like Pyre Warriors.
It is if it's not impossible. You know, if it's something just like, oh, it takes a little bit of work, but I can still do it. It's not like playing the entire game and not get hit once. Plus, you can only save -1 times. You know, it's like, oh, you just get like 100 million coins, which was like, okay, that's gonna be the hardest thing because I have to replay like one level, like 80 times just so I can get that many coins. That to me was like, if they fixed that, that would have been a lot easier to do. But no, it was like the most grindiest thing I could do, but I still had my fun. That's the thing. If it wasn't fun either, then I wouldn't have done it. But it still was kind of fun because I still like One Piece and all that stuff.
What was the game that you like?
That wasn't worth it.
Man. I hate this. I would not want to do this again. You 100% it.
I don't know. Let me check. I'm gonna go to my true achievements thing.
Yeah.
Because it tells you what you've 100%ed.
Yeah.
It tells you what was not. I don't know. There's a couple there's like a bunch of things from Red Laika, and it'll show that you 100%ed that game, but you can do like with under an hour, and take with that what you will. I do it just so I can tell people like, stop it. You're not gonna catch up to me.
Yeah. Tell him, Joe.
It is. I see some people like when I see like the there's a thing inside the Xbox. I know people who don't have Xboxes won't know this, but there's like a achievement leaderboard. It tells you how much you achieved throughout the entire month. And if I see some people, like for the most part, I'm pretty much number one out of all the things people I've added on my Xbox. I've added a couple of random people on Reddit and all that stuff just because like I want to see what it's like, and I'll see them and they're like getting up there. I'm just like, oh, that ain't right. I gotta do it to them.
I gotta do it to them big to complete a game. Yeah, you take that.
Yeah, exactly.
You take that L and you hold it.
Yeah, it is mostly just me saying like, shut up. I slap him across the face like, I take over this thing.
This is me. Like for me, I don't even do achievements no more, man. Just like, just no.
Hey, man. I just feel it's fun. It's the thing, like, the achievement meta game of this whole thing, like, yeah, you should not be that fun, but I just like it because it feels nice.
Like I said, it was fun in the beginning, but now I'm just like, I just don't, just no. Just no, Grandpa, no. No, just like, with that. I'll do it.
So, the one that was kind of not worth it was Life is Strange 2, because there's a lot of, like, collectible stuff, and also the game wasn't as fun as it should be. I've got everything for Life is Strange 2, so like you gotta go into a world and you're like, oh, you gotta. So I had to do it with a guide. Some of the stuff I do with a guide. Other times like, okay, this wasn't that hard. And then you walk around and be like, oh, this is a bottle cap. I'm gonna keep this. And then sometimes, yeah, you could miss that stuff, and that's what I don't like. If something's missable and you have to like go all the way back, like fuck, I don't want to do that again. Spyro took me like a long ass time to 100% that game. It took at least like 50 something hours. And for all that, this is fun, but there were some times like, okay, this is a little too ridiculous trying to get in this like, gem or whatever.
Yeah, suffer.
Curse of the Moon was fun though. I liked 100%ing that.
Oh yeah, apparently that part 2 is out too.
Yep, yeah, exactly.
Which is like, I remember trying to download it and they said I had to pay, but like I got part what? Sir?
Do you? I don't know. Does that come with the whole thing? Curse of the Moon 2?
I don't know.
I don't think that was part of the thing.
I thought it was, but I guess not. But also, I need to figure out how to get my Super Hot new DLC.
I just got my message today, and I'm downloading it. You're supposed to get a message from
Hot?
Xbox Live itself saying like, "Oh, congratulations! Since you bought Super Hot, you get the free download code, and then you redeem."
Gotcha. I will look at that later today then.
The Mummy Demastered, I also 100%ed. That wasn't fun because you had to play that entire game without dying, and you have to cheese the system. You have to be like, every time you die, you have to start. So what you do is you save it, then you copy that save into a second slot. And so if you die, it automatically saves. So you have to go to the second slot, save it, then copy that save back into the first slot. It was kind of annoying, but it worked out.
Got you. I heard that soundtrack is really good too.
Oh yeah, that Mummy the Master soundtrack is really good. Most of the Lego games are kind of just like, okay, come on, can we move this along? It takes a long ass time to 100% those games, but I still do it. God damn it. Yeah.
But speaking of games, I'm trying to think. You play Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Yes, but I will not talk about it right now because there's gonna be a lot of things I have to talk about that next week because right now this podcast is gonna go on for a while if I talk about that game.
No, well, okay. So let me just get. I know you can't just give me what's your first impressions of it?
I really like the game. It looks fucking amazing, and I love the combat in that game. And it's gonna be one of those games where it feels like it's gonna take a while, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be that bad. But I really enjoy it though. It's fun for people that love samurai stuff, and for me, since I'm a dirty ass weeb, I do love that type of thing.
I love that. But let me ask you this: Are you playing English or Japanese?
I'm playing in Japanese. It sucks because they never lip synced it in Japanese. So their mouth syncs are like in English. So when they say something, it'll be like, oh, that's what's supposed to be meant for English. But the dub for it it feels like an old school. It feels like Samurai Champloo or whatever, whatever you want to equate it to. It feels like this is what it feels like because the main guy is Zoro, and so it's like, hey, it's Zoro. I know that voice. I immediately was like, oh, it's this guy. But yeah, I love the game. It's a great game. But
I was hearing mixed reviews. I heard the game looks gorgeous, looks really good, and then I hear people like, oh well, the combat blah blah blah. I don't like the combat or some little ticky tack things.
I like the combat for the most part. But yeah, anyways, I'll let you know more next week when I go in full in detail with it. Because at that point, I think I should be done by that game. Hopefully.
Okay. Got you. Trying to think any other games you've been playing?
Other than I finished Outlast 2.
Really?
On the Xbox, because I was in that mode of I don't want to start a huge game before I start playing Ghost of Tsushima. I want to play something that I can just probably finish in a little bit, and then I was like, okay, cool, that's fine, I can do that right there. But yeah, I finished Outlast 2 because I was like, I've had that for the longest time and I just haven't finished it. Now I did, and am I happy I finished it? I guess it's not that interesting of a game.
The secret beta will be Outlast 3.
If there was, we would have known about it by now. We haven't heard a single thing about Outlast 3, and even then, they kind of just do the same thing from. The first one was like, oh yeah, you're in a mental or whatever hospital, and you have to go around with a camera, and the whole shtick with that one is you can't fight them, and I'm like, yes, I guess that works for survival horror.
And the second one is the same thing, right?
Whistleblower, I think, is a prequel.
No, not Outlast 2.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of the same thing. You're kind of in the woods trying to fight a cult, which is, yeah.
Oh, can you fight now?
No, I'm just not saying fight a cult, but fight as in you're reporting on them. Fight the power, as it were.
Gotcha. Fight the power. Yeah, fight the power of that beat.
Row, fight the power. Remember that whole meme?
No.
Never mind. And so yeah, it switches in between you're going through the village, and there are times when if you you'll go into the past and you're in the school or whatever, and I don't know, that kind of got old after a while. I'm like, okay, I get it, but I'm back in the world. Okay, sure. It's a lot easier now. I mean, you just kind of know the thing, oh, this guy's gonna be chasing you. You have to run. Haha! He's gonna get you when you die.
Did any Welcome to a Family Son moments?
I mean, there are some. There are moments where you're behind a wall and you're looking in, and they're doing cult stuff. It's very reliant on the Jesus thing of you follow us, you're the sinner, and they cut your head off, and it's ooh, that's scary because you're not supposed to do that if you're a religious cult.
I like it. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. Nope. That's a bad thing. That's a bad vibe right there, son.
I played it way too late though. That's the thing. It was it's the magic for it's gone. But even then, like for most horror games, like yeah, I'm not really like gung ho on horror games, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I like more horror is when I got a big old shotgun and I can shoot people.
Okay, Christopher Phil.
I can punch a boulder too, and along the way, that'd be fine by me.
Woo! Boulder punching for the win.
But yeah, in the end, I was kind of like, it wasn't that bad. But I will never ever play that game ever again. So what you can do, you can play the game like, oh, try to play the entire game without reloading battery. I'm like, no, I do not want to be just wandering around.
Why would I do that? Why would I want to do that, sir?
Yeah. So there's where they kind of encourage you, like, oh, you should try doing that with super hard difficulty, which I'm just like, there are moments where like, yeah, I felt normal. It felt a little too easy for me because I was like, oh, if I had a battery, if it was running low, and then I died, it would just reload the battery, and I'm like, I still got like the ones I collected. I still got like 8 batteries. Now I got another full battery since I died. I'm like, oh well.
You know how to cheese the system.
That was a freebie. But I like the the Whistleblower a little bit more because I played that one right before I played Outlast 2.
So Whistleblower, it was just a 1.5, right?
No, that was the one that I said that was a prequel for part 1.
Oh, it's a prequel. Okay.
Yeah. That one has a lot of genital torture in it, and that's fine by me.
Well, for one, I heard one in Whistleblower has a whole lot of genital features in it. Just like, yeah. But, you know, ball torture, if you like to say.
That cock and ball torture.
Yeah, cock and ball torture.
Top of my list right there.
Like, yeah, I do enjoy me load the cock and ball. Like, what?
Let me just call the Inhumane Services on you.
Like, sir, let me call 911. Someone call 911.
Okay, Skrillex. What happened to Skrillex? Oh my god.
No, I was actually making fun of Wyclef John.
Oh. You don't even modernize it with Skrillex, but you're gonna go with Wyclef Jean.
Yeah, well.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. I want Popeyes now. I had like on Harold's like chicken like the other day. It was so good. Now it's like I should go with Popeyes, but now it's like
no.
Monday,
no.
Monday.
Yeah, that was fun. That was like a funny weird meme when I was a kid. That if I was with my friends, if we would say stuff like, "Oh yeah, I want to go to this place someday," and they'd be like, "Sunday?" And he's like, "No, someday." And I'm like, "Yeah, Sunday." And I would just do that. It's a fun little joke. I don't know if anyone's did it, but I did it.
Nope, no one did it because Monday, back at it again. I'm letting it go. This is a reference to Stone Temple Pilots.
I also went to the eye doctor yesterday, so I'm getting new glasses. I'm getting these really nice looking like wooden ones, like the horn rim glasses on top. I don't know. Also, I'm getting specifically sunglasses for that because I was like, I want to look cool. All right, even though I already am, I need an extra.
I wear my You go see? I wear my sunglasses.
Sure, I will do that.
She's trolling me.
Jesus, I'm getting a lot of emails right now.
Off my security.
Also, yeah, I've also been going through my old email that I've been on. That's linked to the Twitter, and I'm just like, this stuff is weird, man. I don't know what happened to this email, but it just got taken over by spam because there was even in like the regular folder they'd be like, oh, you got this thing. I'm just like, did I sign up for that? And it was like sign up to like Instagram to that one. I was like, okay. And the weird messed up part is that one is signed up to that email was signed up to a TikTok, and I was curious as hell because it said like, oh, you sent in a to reset your password for TikTok. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And I did. I reset. I'm like, I gotta see what this is, and what I found was it was something.
What you found, sir?
So yeah, I logged into the old email with that, and then I saw it belonged to like 3 young white girls, and they were doing musically stuff on there. I'm just like, how can you use that email? That's a weird ass email. I don't know.
Joe Blow 12345. Like, why you use that email address?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you use that email?
So what's on that TikTok, sir?
The one that I'm currently that I had old. It's just them singing this stuff. It's like 3 young girls. They look like they're at least like 3 or 4 or whatever, and they're singing. They're lip singing through songs, and I was just like, okay. Then I saw what the recently was done. It was like 2016. So they're older now. I don't know.
And I don't know. It just felt awkward.
And also then there's the whole thing of like, oh, I'm since I downloaded TikTok, I was like, let's see what the hell's on TikTok, and there's some stuff. I'm just like, no. I'm just like swiping through, like, no, I don't want to see this. No, this is dumb. Yeah, it's not. That's your little TikTok review. Like, yeah, I'm glad I'm not on TikTok.
You can find Joe at TikTok at
Joe
3 young girls
Matthew Santoro.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they use your email address.
I don't know. It is weird, huh? Also, then I looked at that email. I was also signed up to like a Hulu account, and I'm just like, what the hell? So I reset that and see what the hell was that. What was in that Hulu account? There was nothing there. So I was like, oh, it's not even a paid one. I was like, damn, I could have been funny if it was a paid email they used.
You're like, yeah, got some information.
It's weird.
Thank you for unlimited. Man, you got all the stuff on Hulu. You got Hulu Ultimate. Oh man, there goes my hero. Musical references today.
Oh my God, what is this, the musical episode?
Yeah, most of my sayings I've been making musical references.
Most of your sayings.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here's a couple things also. I'll give you a quick thing of this. I saw the Addams Family movie, and it was just like...
Which one?
Yeah, exactly right. You have to say like, oh, which one? No, the new one, the animated one that came out last year.
Gotcha.
Did I like it? It was okay. To me, it was just weird because it looked kind of cheaply made, even for like a big budget anime movie. I'm just like, wow, this thing looks like it came out of YouTube, because it was like, it did not look that good.
Yeah.
There were just weird choices because they had like Snoop Dogg was Cousin It, and he's the guy with like a lot of hair on him, and it doesn't even sound like him. I'm just like, that's the way. That does not what Snoop Dogg sounds like right there.
But he's just like, what's up, cuz?
No, they high pitched his voice and he just said gibberish. So it was like, what was the point of even having Snoop Dogg there?
Just to have Snoop Dogg in there. I forgot the Addams Family had a movie came out.
And I think it's actually kind of very similar to the movie that came out in the 90s. Because it was kind of like, oh, they move into a town and the town hates them. And then Uncle Fester falls in love with like one of the ladies. I'm just like, wasn't this what happened in the original Addams Family? I don't remember.
The original Addams Family, they Christopher
Lloyd, yeah.
Christopher Lloyd's character was like the fake brother. But then I guess he became just the like official brother, because I guess the Uncle Fester became like he disappeared, but he kind of fit the description of Uncle Fester. But then he just grew into that character, like, oh yeah, I am Uncle Fester now. It was something weird, like, hey, it's like, no, I'm playing this guy that's who's either alive or dead or whatever, and they was just trying to steal like the fortune of like Gomez.
Yeah, rest in peace, Raul Julia.
Yep. Let me charge this watch and my phone because I go work in pretty much time. So
when what?
I'm like, I need to charge my watch and my phone.
Okay.
And I look at the time like, oh yeah, I need to go work soon.
What time do you leave?
I probably leave less than an hour from now. So
an hour from now. Oh boy. Anyways, as I was saying, I don't even really follow Addams Family as like a brand, because I'm just like, I get the joke of Addams Family. They're spooky people, and all the jokes are kind of like the Flintstones, where it's just like, it's everything, but there's a bit of spook on it. So I'm just like, yeah, that's fine, I guess. It was really short. That's why I liked the plot. I was like, oh, cool, it was done. And then I saw Adaptation, and I don't even know if you saw Adaptation. So it's like
Nope, I have not.
2000s movie, like literally like the 2000s with Nicolas Cage. Have you ever seen Being John Malkovich?
Yes. Well, a long time ago, but yes.
It's a movie based. It's a really oddball movie because there's not a lot of movies like this, and that's what I liked about this movie. It was like because it says it's based on the book about a flower or about flowers, but it's not. It's based on the writer Charlie Kaufman, who tried to adapt the book, was also writing for Being John Malkovich at the time, and how he just could not adapt the book, and so it's very meta. And I'm just like, wow. And Nicolas Cage is like trying to do writing stuff, and he has a twin brother who wants to do writing too, but he writes like really awful stuff. And he's more Hollywood, and people like his stuff more. And I'm just like, that's really funny. And then I will spoil this movie, and it's kind of weird to spoil a movie that's like almost 20 years old at this point, but I will. So the whole thing was that he didn't know how to end the movie, and this one kind of ends like a very Hollywood way of just them getting kidnapped with a car chase and all that stuff, and his brother dies, and then they dedicate the movie to his brother, but he doesn't have a brother. At least the real writer of the movie. And so it's so weird. I'm like, wow, it's a strange movie, but I like it though because it's just, you can tell it's like early 2000s that they were trying to experiment on stuff like this. But also one last thing is I've played Fist of the North Star, the video game.
Which Fist of the North Star?
The newest one. The one that was made by
the one that produced by Sega? Okay.
Yeah, by the Yakuza team. And I'll say is, it's literally just Yakuza. with a twist on it.
What's his face? Is Majima and...
No.
No, they not in there? Oh.
What do you mean, inside Fist of the North Star? I mean, as the voice? Maybe. I should check if he is, but Kenshiro is literally voiced by Kazuma anyways, Kiryu. I'm just like, that's just literally Kiryu. And a lot here's the weird part. So Yakuza's more, for the whole thing of like, I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna do things and it's gonna be kind of wacky. Fist of the North Star is not like that, and when he do stuff like that for him, I'm like, Kenshiro would not be doing this, but whatever.
Maybe I would.
Maybe. It was approved by the guy who, created Fist of the North Star, so that's got to mean something. Meaning, like, yeah, he probably would run a cabaret club. I'm like, I don't think so. Look at Kenshiro's muscles. He ain't gonna do that. But the combat is pretty fun because, like, you do the stuff that Kenshiro does. It's it's exactly the same combat from, like, what do you call it? From Yakuza, which is just like, you mash square and you press triangle at a time. And then he does, like, the special moves of, like, he'll touch someone's brain and then he'll be like, you're already dead. And then, his head explodes.
But don't forget, because Kiryu don't kill nobody in that game.
You mean in Yakuza?
Yeah, in Yakuza. Do they show people actually dying?
Oh, yeah. They explode. They explode. But that's when they say, like, Kiryu doesn't kill people. And, like, they'll show, like, clips of him, like, throwing people off of bridges, off of the building. Exactly. I'm just like, yeah, yep. Sure, Kiryu. You can say you don't kill anyone, but whatever. And for the story of it, it's like, it's very basic. It's like, it looks like it takes place in between before Toki dies and after Lin and Bat leave. I don't know, because you barely see Lin and Bat or any of the other characters from the TV show. It's kind of weird. And it's kind of weird like that. I was just like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that this guy was in there. And I'm just like, I don't know. That's all I gotta say about the game. Like, I like it enough, but it's just weird to me, that game. And the last thing I'll say is I finally watched all 4 Purge movies.
Even the TV show?
No, I said movies. Because I was like, I need to, finally watch some, I guess, like, good. And that's very, subjective if you like that type of stuff, but horror movies. Because, I watched those great ones last time. Ha ha ha, Slender's great now. And I was just like, let's watch The Purge. And I watched them in order. Not in order of, like, when they're supposed to be like first Purge, and then blah blah blah, all that stuff. I watched them like Purge 1, Purge Anarchy, and Purge Election Year, then the first Purge. That's the way God intended. So I saw the first Purge, and I can see people had the same complaint about it, which was like, well, why did it take place inside the house? And I feel the same way, which I was just like, why is this all in this one? They had an interesting, cool concept, and they all took place inside the house. And then later did I realize, I'm pretty sure that's the one that he did not want to make that movie first, because, he wanted to build on this one. And that's what he did. He made this like for almost no money. Well, not almost no money, but you know what I mean. Like the budget for that was like really, really low, and then it made way more. So then he was allowed to do the other stuff, which I'm like, yeah, there you go. But as for the first movie though, it's like, I get it. It's a home invasion movie, and then like there's people outside, they're like, oh, we want to purge this guy. You got like a homeless man, and there's like the whole commentary on social issues in these movies, and I really just don't care for that stuff. I just want to see the violence, because I'm a sick psychopath like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Ethan Hawke is in the first one, and that just
he dies, right?
Yes, he does. Did you see any of the first movies?
I don't barely remember any.
But did you see them though?
Yeah.
The first one, or all of them?
All of them.
You saw all of them?
No, I saw like the first two, whatever, I believe. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. What do you mean guest pass? Get the hell out of here.
Guest pass? I guess I'll pass.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like the first one as much. It was like, it was kind of boring, because it took way too long for anything to happen in that movie. And also I hate the kid. I'm just like, what are you doing, you stupid kid? I don't like you. Then the second one I watched, which was Purge Anarchy, and I was like, okay, this is the movie that I wanted to see, because it takes place with like multiple characters across the night of the Purge, and it's got Frank Grillo, which I think was the best choice for them to have as a discount Punisher.
Yeah, he just pretty much being the Punisher.
I like his character. I'm just like, oh, he's cool. I like him. And
sorry, that's John. That's the other Punisher.
But it was. There was sometimes like it was kind of legit exciting. Like, oh, that's kind of cool. I wonder how they're gonna get out of this one. And I like the setup for it. And the scares are kind of like, no, I don't say scares, because it's like the thrilling moments of just like, oh, I hope they escape, because they're people that I think they should escape. And there's like the whole conspiracy now going on with that. Like, this was supposed to be just, so the lower class rents can be like disposed of, and I'm just like, sure, whatever. And then I saw the third one, the Purge Election Year, which was coming out like around the same time as the actual election year, so there was like a lot of relevance to that.
Yeah.
I think Purge Anarchy and Purge Election Year are kind of in the same field of like, I like these ones. These were fun to watch. Because they were just kind of like, we're just gonna do some crazy shit. I don't think it took itself way too seriously. People also thought like, oh, they take themselves way too seriously. I'm like, I don't think so. They do with the political message, but with the other stuff, how people are like dressing up in like crazy ass masks and carrying around chainsaws and all that stuff. I don't think it is, but they offer some very interesting concepts of like, oh yeah, you can sell yourself to rich people so they can kill you. And I was like, oh, see, I never would have thought of something like that. And but the Anarchy, the Election Year one kind of just ends in the same way as the first one did, as the Anarchy did. It's like, oh, we gotta stop to bring it down. And Frank Grillo is back in Election Year. And I'm like, oh, I like him. Good. I'm glad they brought him back. And for me, those movies are just, at least 2 and 3 are very fun, because I'm just like, yeah, this I can get behind. And then the first Purge is made by a completely different person. It's written by the same guy though, because the first guy wrote and directed those 3 Purge movies. And so he's someone else made the first Purge. and it's like the origin story. Like, it was like, oh, what would be like if it was the first ever purge, and then they were like, you know, the government saying like, oh, we got to do this to release tension. And I'm just like, okay. Also, that one felt also kind of weirdly cheap because they were using like weird stock sound effects when they were some guy like had a shotgun and did like the shotgun cock. I heard it. I'm just like, isn't that like the one that you'd hear in a cartoon? It felt weird. Yeah. But the fourth one, is like centered on like, oh, it's, it's like a weird gang turf war type of vibe to it, and
we don't like you.
And they did this weird thing inside the first purge where, the guy was like fighting some dude, and they try to make it look like it was one shot, but you can clearly tell it's like, no, this is not one shot, because they should do a trick of like, oh, they do the whip and that's where you cut, but no, he was like grabbing a person, and it clearly is another edit. I'm just like, that does not flow well.
You're like, wait a minute, what is this?
Yeah, I was like, you tried to trick me.
Both together.
You didn't do that right.
Like, no. I call this trash.
I didn't think it was that awful, but it was just like, this is not as good as the... And that's, again, a subjective term, because I think there's a lot of people like that hated the pretty much all the Purge movies. But I'm like, I think they're fun. I see them as just kind of a thing where it's like, I want to see a real life PUBG, so there it is.
A real life Call of Duty?
Sure, we can do that too. And that's the thing with that one. I know it's like a weird complaint, but it's why is it always default to murder? It's like people are like, oh yeah, for 12 hours all crime is legal. And I know I don't want to go be like, oh yeah, we're gonna add like rape in there, because I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna sell. It's always murder. Murder for some reason is the one that's like, yeah, it's more acceptable to show on there. And I'm just like, damn. But yeah, I liked most of those. Like 2 out of the 4 of them are fun to watch. The first one's like, it's still good, but it's like not of the quality. It's kind of weird to say that. Like, yeah, it's kind of weird because it's like very political. The first Purge, the first one meaning the fourth one, and it's not as they don't make it as fun as the second or third one. But he's making the last Purge movie called The Forever Purge, and
yeah, forever, like
forever. And I was like, okay, cool. And that was supposed to come out, I think, this year, but no, that never came out. At least not for this time. But yeah, I guess we will see you all next week.
Yeah, next week. For a new show.
The Ghost of Tsushima review. But yeah, go to our Facebook.com/the Dead Pixels of the Internet for all your updates. I got a new batch of pictures coming out of the ones that I MS painted, and people are gonna like them. I don't know. People don't even like the ones that I've already know.
I like them.
Do you?
Don't mind me. I am just getting ready for work.
Well, that'll be the first time ever, for the podcast. While you were podcasting, while you were getting ready for work, and people could now imagine your smooth, silky body and be like, "Oh yeah."
But also, you can find like the Facebook page and get the podcast.
Yeah, the deadpixelsunit.podbean.com, and then go to our Twitter at TDPOTI podcast, and mine is at Joe Manuel.
Mine's at Broken Ground. Subscribe to YouTube channel at
Dead Pixels Internet, and go to our Spotify and our Stitcher, and it's actually surprising that we're like, oh, we're still on Stitcher. Like, oh, okay, cool. I forget that we
also find us on Apple Podcasts too,
and
regular application.
Android doesn't have a specific actual their own podcasting, do they?
Ooh, Androids?
I think you have to like download it off the Play Store.
On the Play Store, yeah, I think so.
That sucks. Only because like I think I remember doing that, and then I was like, yeah, this podcast app is not as good as like the podcast app on Apple, because I think it's like yeah it's a dedicated like this is the official app for podcasts. I think you can still get like some kind of weird second party app for it, but I like the way this one handles the podcast app, which you're probably listening to right now.
Yeah. Also, I've been growing my sideburn. I bought a brush for my sideburn, so I can pretty much try rock a beard now. So I'm just brushing my sideburns right now.
Are you gonna go Starburns?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. If it works out just fine, I will.
Anyways, we will see you all next week. It will be a fun time, and we'll be at the end of July, and we'll still be in this world, huh? Anyways,
it is mortal coil, what we call life.
Anyways, this has been the Dead Pixels of the Internet. Ruining the picture on the internet since 2011. Think of all the good the Purge does.